Hello everybody, today we're going to cover a couple of Vim commands which I use at work daily. Without exception, I use them for programming daily and they are such great commands to know. And in my opinion, everybody who knows a bit of Vim basics should continue with these commands because these will really enable you to pick up speed in Vim. And once you master them, you will be lightning fast. So I will show you 6 command categories today. The first commands are going to be about navigating files. Then we're going to continue with searching files. We're going to continue with grepping. Then we're going to have a look at very special commands for editing words and text in general. These are really badass shortcuts. You have to know them. And then we're going to have a look at autocomplete commands. And all these commands work without any customizations in Vim. I have no custom configuration. You don't need to configure anything. It all works in vanilla Vim. And that's the best thing about them. So you can just log into any virtual machine, open up Vim, and then start firing these commands. You don't have to worry about customization or configuration at all. So the first commands are basic commands for navigation. We're going to start easy. I have a project open. This is a script file, and I would like to open another file. And the first command is very simple. It's the E command, which allows us to open a new file in Vim. So we can type :E. And then using the tab key, we can just tab through the suggestions. The suggestions depend on your working directory in Vim. You can type :pwd and enter, and that is your working directory right now. So all suggestions in E will be inside that working directory. You can tab through the suggestions or type them manually and then hit enter, and then you have opened another file. But what if you want to work with multiple files? First, a very nice command would be Control-6. Control-6 switches the file that is displayed to you to the previous file. And using Control-6 again, you can just switch between the files you have opened. This works with 2 files only, but this is very nice to just move to the previous file and then move to the other file as well. So it's just for alternating files. Then you can also open files in different tabs, just like in Firefox or Chrome in an internet browser. To do that, you can use Tab E. So that is basically the same as E, but it opens the file in a new tab. So let's try Tab E. I will open a different file using Tab E. And as you can see, the top row now lists the file names, this btc prefix gen, sh, and prefixes.txt. Now to alternate between the tabs, you can type gt, and this way you switch between the files. And then you can do a gt again, and you alternate between tabs again. Let's open another tab with a different file. And as you can see, the tab can easily be switched using GT. If you want to switch the tabs in the other direction, for example, if you have a long list of tabs open, then you might want to go backward instead of forward. You can press G and capital T. This way you switch tabs backward. Awesome. So these are the E and Tab E commands and how to navigate between the files, between the tabs. Also, let's open a new tab without a file. That works as well. If you just press or type Tab E, and then you can do either E and open any of those files, or what we're going to do now is we're going to CD, we're going to change directory, the working directory, into a different directory. And I'll just provide the home directory, autocomplete, and just open one of my other projects, which would be this Java brute forcer here. And now my working directory, if I type pwd print working directory, enter, is now the Java brute forcer. So if I open a file here now using E, then I get new suggestions For example, let's open this README and I'm now here. Of course, the other tabs are still open with the other files. So that is navigating between projects and opening different files. But how do you know which files to open? I mean, if you have a huge project, that would be the number one difficulty. So for knowing which file to open, you can grep between different files. Let's open another tab. Now the list of tabs is getting longer. Check the working directory, and I want to find a file that contains a certain string. I don't know which file it is, but we can do it like this. Colon for the command, and then type vimgrep. Vimgrep is like grep. It's a search command that recursively searches the files in your working directory, in the directory you're in right now. And here, of course, you can also provide other directories, but this is the simple version. And here you can type this search string. Let's say main. I want to search for files that contain the string main. And I want to search, now you have to remember that syntax, all .java files. This means all folders recursively and all files that end with .java. And then you can press enter, and with the speed of lightning, you're going to be transported to the first search result, which is the main method that is present in this project. And in the bottom left corner, it says 1 of 1. So this is the first search result of a total of 1 search result. There's just one main method. But we can do another vimgrep and just grep for, let's say, for the public keyword. Then also again query all .java files. You can of course replace the file ending with whatever programming language you're using, .py, .c, whatever, and hit enter. And this is going to transport me to all usages of public. And here it says 1 of 42. So this means there are 42 results of the word public. Let's do another grep and do word generator. So this is a class that is an interface that is implemented here. And as you can see, there are 14 search results and I'm navigated to the first one. So how do we navigate between the different search results? First, we can do a C list. This will print all the search results in all the files. Okay, but this is not very useful for now, so we can press enter and we can just jump between the different search results using cn. This will transport me to the next search result. You can see the cursor now jump from this result to this one. Then we can do cn again, and this brings us to the next file where the next search result is located. Do cn again, cn again, cn. So cn brings us always to the next search result. We can also navigate to the previous search result by using cp, cp, and cp again. And if you want to go to the very first search result, you can also type c first, and to jump to the last search result, you can do a c last. So this is the last search result here. So this is already very powerful. Now you know how to manage multiple files and multiple tabs. You know how to switch back and forth using Control-6 between the files. You know how to grep for different words. Now also, let me just show you one refinement for grep, which would be vimgrep. And then you provide a pattern. You can provide a regular expression here, delimited by the slash character. And here you can type something like public interface. So there's a space here with special characters, and it will match that entire thing. So if you want to match something larger, then you have to delimit by the slash characters, search all Java files, and this works as well. So there are 3 public interfaces in this project. So we know how to tab files, we know how to open files, we know how to switch back and forth between files, we know how to search files, and this is already getting better and better. But what about once I'm in a file, how do I find some word within this file? This is one of the more common commands in Vim. This you can search for occurrences of text using the slash character, and then you type whatever text you want to search. For example, I would like to search for the word brute force. Then I type enter, and it will transport me or move me to the first search result. By pressing N, I will get to the next search result, N, 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 N. And this way you can, I am brought to the next search result over and over. I can also go to the previous search result by pressing capital N, Shift N. So this would search the other direction. This is great for searching files if you're already within a file. Also, you can do a reverse search by using the question mark and type a certain string, for example, string. And if you type N now, it will do a backward search by default. So, and a capital N will do a forward search. Okay. How about I don't want to type the word that I want to search for manually over and over again. For example, I would like to search for the string private, as you see. So the cursor jumps between all the private methods here. But what about if I want to search for private, but I don't want to type private? This becomes relevant if you have, for example, larger complex IDs or something that you want to search for. Then you can hover over the first occurrence that you find in the file. For example, I place the cursor now over private, and now I can press the asterisk symbol, and it will automatically bring me to the next occurrence of that. And then I can move between the occurrences of private using the N key. And the great thing about this is that the asterisk works even without being at the beginning of the word. So here I place the cursor on this performance measurement start time variable. I press asterisk, and it brings me to the next occurrence down here. By the way, if you want to center the line the cursor is on, you can press ZZ, and it will bring the code up. So this is also a great little hack. Okay. And now we know how to search for words and strings within files. How do we now actually do or perform edits efficiently? For example, have a look at where the cursor is. It's right here. Let me just emphasize this with the mouse. How do I quickly edit this 10 million passwords.txt string? This is a string that is enclosed in quotes, and there's a really nice command to just change something in quotes, change the next occurrence that is in quotes. And to do that, we can type C, I, and then the quote character. And the cursor will jump right into the quotes, and it will delete the quote and open insert mode. So I can directly type something new. For example, my new text, like this. If I go to the beginning of the file, of the line, I can type CI quote again, and it will again jump to the quotes and allow me to put whatever into the quotes. So this is great. I'm pressing U to undo the changes here. We can of course do the same with this target hash string CI quote, and I can type whatever I want into this string. So it is really not necessary to press the L key over and over to move individual characters, or it's not even necessary to press the W key to move between words and move into the quote and then delete the word or change word. It is all you need to do is move the cursor onto the line you want to do the change, and then do a CI quote. And the greatest thing is this does not only work with quotes, this works with practically every enclosing character. For example, you can do the very same with these brackets here. So by typing CI bracket, the cursor moves into the brackets, deletes the word, and puts you into insert mode, where you can insert whatever you want. Something like that. So this is really such a speed hack. We can do the same here, and this is an interesting line because we have quotes and brackets on this line. If we do CI quote, we will change whatever is inside the quotes. If we do CI bracket, we will change whatever is inside the brackets. And this is something I use so often. And this, of course, also works with the curly braces down here. For example, we could do a CI curly brace, and we could replace the entire block that is encapsulated in these curly brackets. So this is really powerful. Okay, now we know how to open files, how to navigate between files, how to manage files in tabs. We know how to vimgrep, we know how to change the text, we know how to find text. There's one more thing I want to show you, and that is auto-completion in Vim without any plugins, without any code linting, auto code recognition. You don't need anything like that. At least I don't. And you certainly, if you're a Vim beginner, I highly recommend first trying all the Vim native tools, and this is one of those. So I want to perform a code change here on this line, and I would like to code something. Let's just do some meaningless code, but whatever. Now, I would like to code something to extend my software. For example, I would like to call the executor service again. Then I could type exe, and then I could type Control-N, and this would open a list of suggestions of text that already occurs within this document or in files that are already opened or nearby. So this will produce very intelligent suggestions for you. And using Control-N, you can change the suggestion to the next one. And using Control-N, you can again move through that suggestion list. And using Control-P, you can move through that suggestion list in the opposite direction. So let's just do the following. Executor service pool equals executors. I will autocomplete this, and then I will also call the method new fixed thread pool. I will autocomplete that as well using Control-N. Then I will do number of threads. I will type NU, the starting characters of this word, and then Control-N. And it is as if it reads my thoughts. It's awesome. And this does not just work because the exact same line of code is available here, but this works because it just knows all the words that are present in this project. So this would also work with if I do something meaningless such as brute forcer dot target hash. This does not make sense code-wise, but the brute forcer, but the TA characters are just completed with target hash because that is what is listed or is occurring in this code right here. Anyways, so that is code completion in Vim without any linting, without any IntelliSense. And using these couple of commands, you can really fast track your Vim experience. Let me just recap quickly what we learned. We learned opening files in new tabs, navigating between tabs. We learned grepping files, navigating between grep results. We learned about searching within files. We learned about changing strings enclosed in brackets or quotes very fast. And then we learned also autocomplete, which is very awesome. And if you're interested in more such Vim hacks, Vim speed hacks, Vim commands, then I would be completely able to do just another video like this, where I present you much more commands that will really enhance your Vim knowledge. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear your comments and see a couple of likes from you. So if you enjoyed this, then subscribe. There will certainly be more if you're interested, and see you next time. Bye bye.